Namaste. Welcome to yet another episode of Business Dialogues by Thought Habitat Speaks. Here is a company which is more keen on filtering non drinking water. They produce filters and they call themselves as water science. So, what is the science behind this filtration process? So, let us explore it with Ms. Pavithra Rao, who's the co founder of Water Science. Pavithra, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to have you on the show. And I have a few questions for you, Pavitra.
Yeah.
Number one, water filtration is often a questionable process, right? In today's world. Like some years before, we saw people talking about filtering seawater. But again, there were some questions of however you filter seawater, still the presence of algae is going to exist in it. So in that case, there is always a question of that how pure the water is going to be, right? In that case, how do you justify water science innovation through filters?
So water filtration is fairly established. Where it becomes questionable is when you do not know exactly what is there in your source water. Like if you know there is, bacteria in your water, then there are established filtration methods for that. And in non-drinking water filters, so typically people's water sources are either borewell or municipal water. And while the concentration may vary across various parts of India, typically the contaminants that you see are the same. So there's calcium and magnesium, which you refer to as hard water. Then there is a lot of sediments in the water. In some parts of the country, there is iron. In some parts of the country, there is fluoride. So the concentration of all of these varies across, but the filtration methods for these are fairly well established. So at Water Science, we try to develop filters that work for across majority of these conditions. For example, we have, and we are also trying to expand our range into those contaminants that we currently don't have. Like for example, we do not have filters that filter iron. Right now, our filters only filter hard water, sediments, and chlorine, which is an important factor in your municipal or treated water. So that is how these filters work. So if your water sources are standard, then the filtration method is also typically standard.
Okay. And secondly, Pavitra, so just by having filters and just by uh, filtering out hard water and removing the sediments and all, do you think that's enough to reduce hair fall and other skin conditions which people are acutely facing these days?
Right. So hard water and chlorine, so they are amongst the leading causes of hair fall. So when you use water science filters, what you get is an upgrade in your water quality. So that is what we promise. Now, your hair fall could be due to a bunch of conditions, right? It could be due to your diet, it could be due to lack of sleep, it could be stress, it could be genetics, it could be medication that you're taking, it could also be due to your water. So what water science does is sort out the water bit of your hair fall puzzle. So it's like you can consider an equivalent of weight loss, right? So you need to eat well, you need to exercise, you need to sleep well. So water science, I mean, water is one of the bits of the puzzle which will move you closer towards reducing your hair fall and other skin conditions. Hard water and chlorine are known to exacerbate your existing skin conditions as well. So definitely you will find a relief if you're facing any of these issues due to hard water.
Okay, that's interesting to know. And also the most important trend about water science is during the acute pandemic period, your sales rose exponentially, right?
Right.
But what is the reason behind the sudden shift in consumer demand?
Right. So it is coming from two factors. One is with people being at home. So overall, there was an increase in hygiene and quality of everything that we use during the pandemic. Everybody was very careful about the kind of vegetables they were buying, the kind of water they were drinking, the kind of water they were using for other purposes as well. So I think the quality of water that they were using, even for non-drinking purposes, came into sharper focus during the pandemic. And being at home, they were also exposed to their water quality throughout the day. So that also led to an increase in awareness about the water quality. The second thing is we also launched new products during the pandemic. So we launched something for the kitchen taps, which will remove your sediments and dirt from your water. And we also launched a couple of products which led to an increase in overall revenue.
Okay, that's good to know. And finally, one last question, Pavitra. Now that you've come up with an innovative idea and also you've been a little well established in the market,
Right,
leveraging a consumer demand, right?
right.
And so, on that note, what's going to be the roadmap for water science in the coming years? And how do you see that sustainability in water consumption is going to come into the society through water
Right.
science?
Right. Okay. So, for the near future, our plan is to expand into or increase the range in the categories that we're present in, which is your bath filters, appliance filters, filters for the whole home, and those. We are also planning to expand into adjacent categories, categories that we're currently not present in. So, we want to reach 100 crores in the next couple of years. So, that is the plan. um, when it comes to sustainability or water saving, we also have a range of products for water saving. Now, water conservation and water quality are linked. So, when your water availability goes down, then people are forced to use whatever water is available, and therefore your quality also goes down. So to maintain water quality, it's important that all of us also use water saving products. You have simple water saving aerators, you have water saving shower filters. So all of those will also help in maintaining the available water for uh, consumption or for other purposes. So that's our roadmap.
Quite an interesting discussion with you, Pavitra, and it's really good to know that someone like startups in India these days are more keen on bringing a change in the society rather than thinking about profitability as a factor. All the best to all your future ventures, and I hope water science becomes a unicorn soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.